Hey there. This is Dave Kilm. The channel is Milk Punch. It is kind of well, it's not kind of, it is really just about me and my rantings and ramblings and ravings as I drive here and about in Springfield, Illinois, hither and yon, so to speak. Part of the reason I began Milk Punch, and feel free to subscribe just wherever, it's down there someplace. Hit subscribe, hit like, get notified, do all those fun things. Leave me some comments, whatever you want to do. Anyway, one of the reasons I started doing this was because at the beginning of 2020, it seemed like things were just teetering on the edge of control. And that, politics has essentially, or had essentially, become injected into absolutely every facet of our lives. You couldn't read a book without someone telling you that you shouldn't be reading that book, or you should be reading that book. You couldn't watch a TV show. You couldn't play a video game. You couldn't go for a walk in the park because you might be offending somebody. Or somebody. It just seemed like politics was out of control. And I didn't want to talk about politics. I haven't for a whole year. Just avoided it like the plague. I've given you my thoughts on chewing gum. I've given you my thoughts on putting your belt on right to left or left to right. I've given you thoughts on shit you didn't want and you didn't care about, and maybe you got a laugh out of it, and maybe you forgot for 5 or 6 minutes that the world seemed to be crazed. And that's my intent, to keep doing that, no matter what, is just to put out some content that means nothing. Means nothing. Today, though, real quickly, this being Friday after a week of just insanity, okay? Just insanity. Let me just say, real briefly, what the fuck is wrong with people? Flat out, what the fuck is wrong with people? If you hold yourself out to be some sort of patriot, if you hold yourself out to be some sort of lover of America, if you hold yourself out to say, if you hold yourself out as somebody who believes in the Constitution and what the Founding Fathers stood for and what this country has evolved through, from the Revolution to the Civil War to the World Wars in the 20th century to the early part of the 21st century, if you hold yourself out as someone who believes in the exceptionalism of the United States of America, if you hold yourself out to be an American who believes in what America stands for, what the fuck are you doing storming into the Capitol, storming into the building that represents that represents the best democracy in the world, that represents those things that are best about us? What the fuck? It is abhorrent. Absolutely and positively abhorrent that anyone would think this is how you get things done. I don't believe that there is a fashionable way to get things done when it starts with violence against people or property. I don't care. I don't care if you think, there's some sort of... I don't care if there is this sense that, well, other groups rioted, other groups looted, other groups did whatever. Wrong then, and absolutely wrong now. And anyone who supports that kind of terrorism, anybody who supports that kind of hooliganism and violence and complete madness gets no support from me. Gets no support from me, gets no support from anyone I know. Plain and simple. Plain and fucking simple. I can't abide by the idea that someone, an individual, a group, an organization would hold itself as an American, would hold itself as American, would hold itself to some sort of values or principles that this country espouses and believes that that was a great idea, and believes that that activity, that disgusting display was appropriate at any fucking time. So, there you go. That's my 2 cents. I'll get back to the goofy gum flavors and nose hair next week. But I needed to get that out there. I needed to get that off my chest, and we'll get back to our regular stupid videos next week. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Thanks.